Hi guys, this is Carole. I know it's been a long time. You know, I don't know if the other people that are, that have handicaps and that do videos and everything, I don't know if they ever did this kind of video that I'm going to do right now because, I it is good to depict how we can do all sorts of things just like any other person. But there is also a different kind of reality that we face. Like me, I'm living alone in a 4.5, and I need assistance from people to help me out to get up in the morning, to come back at around supper time, and come back to help me go to bed. And if I don't have that assistance, I'm screwed, really, literally. So what happened is, I have to go back even before Christmas, where, I've been looking for people to hire people, and for the past few months, maybe 6 months even. But it wasn't working because the salary here in Quebec for people working in houses, in the same program I have, which in French is called chèque emploi service. The salary that the government provided was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Because the people that come to work and help people like me be able to stay independent and live full lives, normal lives, these people, what they do should be recognized. And one way to be recognized is to having them receive the pay that they deserve, you know. And so before, when it was less than $14 an hour, that was about the same pay that someone working at McDonald's would receive. So, it's not the same kind of work at all. So it was really hard to find people and to keep them because, at that level, at $14, the only kind of people I could get were the people that have been refused everywhere else, or have been, laid off from every other place. And so I end up getting the kind of people, women, most of the time, not always, but I have to say at least 75% of the time for the past few years, I've been getting women that are very troubled, have mental problems, with anxiety problems and self-esteem problems, and problems where they just explode and become somebody else and start ranting. I've had some that they've had their children taken away from them. Like someone that has 5 kids, the last one. She has 5 kids. All 5 of them or in are in the government assisted houses. They're how do you call that? In foster families. Yes, thank you, brain. So all 5 children are in foster homes. And that woman, the last one that worked for me, she was also on welfare. So welfare, that means with all the time in the world on her hands, she could take care of her 5 children, but no, they're all in foster homes. So that just tells you the kind of women that I've had to deal with. So that person lasted 3 days. And that was just before Christmas. And so the result of that was really, really serious, because we're right before Christmas, okay? Imagine that. And my social worker, that's very important what I'm going to say right now, because if it wasn't for what she told me, I wouldn't have done what I did. So my social worker told me that I was burnt everywhere, that there were no more agencies that wanted to send people to my house because I'm supposedly so hard to work with. But that's a lie. That's a lie. And anyways, and that a person that was working for me for that certain agency, because okay, wait, I gotta make it understandable, okay? Because that girl that lasted 3 days was supposed to start and do, morning and afternoon and no problems all the time. I canceled everyone that was scheduled to come in at Christmas time. And at Christmas time, there's like no way to reach anyone working in the offices. So my social worker told me, "You're sure you want to cancel?" I'm like, "Yes, because, yes, I'm sure this one's going to work out." And so I canceled everything. I insisted. So after 3 days, one afternoon, she sends me a little Facebook message, private Facebook message. And she says that, well, she's thought about it, but she's really sorry, but she thinks she's not made for that type of work anymore. So sorry, bye. When I asked her, I said, before I canceled all the other people, "Are you sure? Because if you let me down, I'm screwed. I won't have anybody." No, 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 no. I mean, some people are unbelievable. I mean, just unbelievable how they can just let you down like that. And they don't understand the severity of their actions. So because my social worker ended up telling me, "Well, if it doesn't work out with your new girl, you've canceled everybody, and now everybody is pissed off at you. Pissed off. There's no more agency that wants to send anybody to your house. And that girl, the woman that was helping you a lot for the past, well, since October, for the past few months, she's very angry and doesn't ever want to go back to your house and help you." So when the new girl let me down, I had no way out. For me, it was the end of my rope, the end of my road, the end of my story, the end of my life. I saw no other option but to swallow a bunch of pills, everything I had. I don't know if I should say fortunately or unfortunately, but there was someone coming in that night to help me go to bed. I had only people at night, I would have had nobody to get me up in the morning and to help me out at supper time. So anyways, that was at least 4 or 5 hours away. But I'm so used to taking pills, strong painkillers for my pain. I'm so used to it that the amount of pills I took, I was still very lucid. But the person that came in saw a note that I had written down saying, "I'm really sorry, Dad, for doing this. And I love you." So because he found such a note, he called the ambulance. I have to drink because my voice is, I'm losing it. Hold on. So I ended up in the hospital on the 23rd of December. So I spent all Christmas time and everything in the hospital. Wow, wasn't that a great way to, you just tried to take away your life and then you just get shit back in return. Because I have to spend at least 1 week. I had to spend at least 1 week in the hospital because there was no way to reach anybody. So I spent exactly 1 week. Wow. But you know what? If my social worker would not have told me that there's no agency that want to help me and that the woman, that has been helping me out for the past few months is really angry at me, I would not have done what I did, especially because it was a lie. It was all a lie what she told me. Nobody was angry. They were like disappointed, but nobody was angry at me. And nobody said that maybe they didn't want to help me anymore. And I wasn't, the agencies, everything was okay. So if she wouldn't have told me that, I wouldn't have tried to commit suicide. See, that's how important the things you say can be. So anyways, we're now, the 20th of January. And I finally have a new girl that works for me, someone that I chose, that started at night. So far, she's wonderful. And I just had an interview today with somebody else, which is, enchanted. She really wants to work, and she's going to start for me at the beginning of this week. And what I want to say is that the difference, from the people that were offering their services to me when I could only pay them under $14. Sorry. And now, finally, the Quebec government finally opened up their eyes just a little bit and offered like a $2 something more of a raise, So we're now at $17.40 an hour. Well, not we are, but the people that work for me. And because of the COVID-19, there's a bonus of 8%. Ooh la la. But so they're making like $18.88 to be exact. And that is a lot more attractive to people that are of a little bit higher standing. People that can go for jobs that are, that where they need more logic and being loyal. And I've never received like any, my God, my words are completely, I don't know where they are. My brain is like, oh, okay. Before, I would only get people that had no diplomas. No diplomas, barely a fifth grade, barely, sometimes. And they certainly didn't have any diplomas or whatever in working with people with disabilities. So they were just people off the street, But now, because the salary is higher, for the first time, I'm getting people that have experience in that domain. Experience. And that's different. So, I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. So I'm asking anyone that's watching this video, just send me a positive thought that finally the two girls that I have are going to last me a long time. And I can finally get some stability into my life and start talking to you guys regularly. Finally, So that's it for now. I will be talking to you maybe in a few days, but top the next few weeks. No, not few weeks. I mean, next week. Okay. Hopefully me and my brain are going to be collaborating more. Okay, so looking for the stop button. Okay, ciao, bye.